All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Qadash. Giving double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Peace and salutations to the Aki and the brethren out there on the highways and byways pushing this truth in 100% sincerity. And peace and salutations to the few and sincere sisters who believe in this gospel. So I want to entitle this lesson, You Should Know What It Is by Now. And I'm going into a video here I found of an Edomite woman speaking on the real ID situation, which the real ID is, and I don't have one, but the real ID, I guess it's a stamp or a gold star on your license or whatever that I guess says that you've got the real ID and you went through the process or something like that. Because I believe now at this moment, you can't get on like a Greyhound bus, or you can't get a plane, or you can't board a plane unless you have the real ID, right? And what these Edomite women, and you're gonna see here in a little bit, but what these Edomite women are talking about is that this is a mode or progression towards complete control, right? Which is true. You know, that is what the real ID is for. It's not, because at what time did we, you know, need to verify that we were citizens, right? The ultimate way that we can verify that we were citizens is your social security card, a birth certificate, you know, things of that nature. To me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not as really that versed on the whole real ID thing. I don't have one. But to me, it seems pointless, because if you're trying to verify people's citizenship, because, you know, what if an illegal alien can still get, if a legal alien can get an ID, you know, can't he still get the gold star stamped on his ID to symbolize that he has the real ID and he's a real citizen? You know, can't that happen? Right? So I don't know. I'm not as well versed, but from what I understand, it don't really make sense to me as for what they're saying that is for. Now, what does make sense to me is that it's a stepping stone to the MOTB, the microchip, right? Because, and in this video, well, there was a post that went along with this video, but people were talking about, you know, y'all talking about this real ID. If you ain't traveling nowhere, or if you ain't getting on no flights, then just say that. You know, saying little stupid shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't what they saying it's for and everything. You know, just get it. If you want to travel, just go ahead and get it. And this is going to be the same sentiment that people are going to have, or the same attitude that people are going to have when the microchip comes out, when the microchip is made mandatory. People are going to say, well, if you don't want to eat, just say that. If you don't want to, you know what I'm saying, be able to pay your rent or be able to do this and do that, just say that then. Because you're going to need that microchip if you want to participate in society and all that. That's the same. And I ain't going to go into the comments, because then I have to go find the original post. And I didn't save the original post. I just saved the video. But that's what people were saying under the comments on the original post of this video I'm about to go into. Right, so here, without further ado, let's go ahead and watch this video.
Check this out. So there are about 110 million Americans who have not chosen to do the Real ID, and all 110 of them and everybody else should choose never to do the Real ID. If you already have one, if you've got a gold star on, go and get a standardized driver's license. If you're afraid of flying, go get your passport. But do not take the Real ID. Because the whole idea here in the state of Pennsylvania asked Trump to shut down this program. Yep. They called it a usurpation of states' rights. Yep. The federal government has taken over driving and identification over the entire country. And they're going to take all of your primary identification documents and keep them for themselves. You're going to have to give them your social security number, your birth certificate, and your marriage certificate, and they will hold them. They've never had them before. You are essentially recertifying yourself as an American, and then they want to put this and digitize it, put it on your phone, and be able to shut down your access anytime you do something they don't like. This is not a simple ID card, and this is probably going to move into the global UN identification system that the UN wants to create for the entire world. This is your opportunity to shut this down.
Now you heard what she said. She said that this could go to the UN, and this is going to be what the UN is going to use for an entire global system. And that is biblical prophecy, right? But it's not going to be the Real ID. It's going to be the microchip, right? That is to be implanted into your hands or your forehead, right? So that's what that's going to lead to. And that's what this Real ID thing is setting up for. It's setting up for them. Once again, it's gradualism. Setting up for them to be able to slowly work things into the minds of the people, so that when the big thing comes out, which is the microchip, you're already ready and willing to accept it. See, because if they just came out and just made the microchip mandatory, people will bug up against it, because it would have been something that we've never seen before. It would have been a concept that we've never seen before, right? But over time, through gradualism, we've been introduced to the concept of what the MOTB is going to be used for through things like the Real ID. So when it is made mandatory, people are not going to buck up against it so much, especially if you're an ignorant nigga and you don't really understand what's really going on, which in the post of the comments of the original post, none of them niggas understand what's really going on, right? So let's go into here, Revelation 13 and verse 16, Salakia. And it says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads," right? And that word mark is charagma, right? Which is going into something stamped or something imprinted or an incision, right? That's what that word there in the Greek for mark is, charagma. And that's what it means. So it's something physical, right? And the talks are, and they already have this technology, even in, I want to say Sweden or Switzerland, one of those two countries, majority of their population already have it. They already, use the pay by palm, and they already have this technology where, that chip has been implanted into their hand. And that's how they do their transactions. That's how they do their financial transactions. The technology has been implemented into Whole Foods. And I know there's a couple other grocery stores where they've implemented the pay by palm technology. And what do you think the pay by palm is? The pay by palm, you have a microchip implanted into your hand, and that's how you're able to pay, right? What this scripture is saying, and we're going to read verse 17. Actually, let's read. It says, verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? So if you don't have that MOTB, which is the microchip, you're not going to be able to buy or sell, right? That goes further than just paying for groceries or buying a candy bar at a store or something. You won't be able to pay your rent. You won't be able to, pay your bills. You won't be able to, go to your job and make money. You won't be able to receive payments from your job. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able, the things that we so freely do now in this society, right? You start a new job, you put in your, you put in your bank account information, right? And when you get your first paycheck, it's just direct deposited into your bank account. Well, when this MOTB is made mandatory, you're going to have to input your digital ID information, which is going to be linked to the micro C-HIP, right? And the micro C-HIP, your bank or your financial accounts are going to be linked to that. It's all going to be in one place, one centralized place, right? So your bank is going to be linked to that. Where you pay your bills is going to be linked to that. So you're just going to put your digital ID information, which again is going to be linked to the micro C-HIP, and that's how you'll get paid, and that's how you'll make payments. But if you don't have it, then you can't get paid. You can't make payments. You can't participate in society when the MOTB is made mandatory. You won't be able to participate in society, right? And again, that's where faith comes in, because the only those who are going to have faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai are going to be able to withstand this prophecy. A lot of Israelites are going to take the MOTB. Definitely Jake in the world is going to take the MOTB because they don't understand. They don't know what's going on. They're just going to think that, oh, this is this is just so for me so I can make money and pay my bills. No, it's not that. That's not what it is. It's not what it's for. It's for complete control over you, your life, what you do, where you go, what you eat. Shit, probably even what you think. They talking about, being able to control your thoughts and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So this is not as innocent as everybody else tries to make this seem, right? Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9, and it reads, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, right? So this is not going to be, there's not going to be a comeback from this. If you take it, this is your judgment, right? You will be caught in that nuclear fire. You will be burned with fire. You know what I'm saying? This is just what the judgment is. This is just what the judgment is for it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no, well, I'm going to take it. you trying to fool the Heavenly Father. I'm gonna take it, but then I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna take it, but then I'm gonna cut my hand off, or I'm gonna take it, you know what I'm saying? But then right before the chariots come, you know, I'm gonna get some tweezers, and I'm gonna cut into my arm, and I'm gonna take it out. That's not what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? If the Lord wants you to take this chip, you're gonna take it. If Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai doesn't see you fit to make it onto them chariots, the justifying factor is going to be you taking the micro C hip. You know what I'm saying? So you can say whatever you want to say. You can say what you're going to do and what you're not going to do and all this other stuff, right? But this is the judgment if you take it. And we got to be clear on that. We have to be clear and draw the line that if you take the MOTB, you will not receive salvation. I repeat, if you take the MOTB, which is the micro C hip, didn't even realize that I didn't add us on Do Not Disturb. But if you take the MOTB, which is the micro C hip, you will not make it on to the chariots, right? So, Lord willing, this video lesson was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahawadash. Until next time, Shalom.